So you might be doing a dynasty startup this off season, and there's a lot of different strategies that you can try.
Yeah.
We've made video. I don't know which one's coming out first, but I did a hybrid win now that we just recorded. And now we're going to record one here for Badake, one of his strategies, which was building a futuristic team in a dynasty startup. This is a very specific strategy to achieve a very specific goal. And we're going to talk about that. So Badake, what league was this that you ended up doing this futuristic build? And what draft spot did you end up with?
Yeah, absolutely. So the league is the Charlie League. As if you guys don't know, we do use a NATO alphabet for our leagues to differentiate. You know the word our leagues.
Yeah.
Differentiate our leagues today, Junior.
Today, Junior.
2023 to the moon, baby. Like we said, this is a futuristic strategy. So I am giving essentially my first, second, third, how many picks I possibly can to get draft capital in the 2023 or the 2024, whichever draft class you prefer. I did have the 111 I had at the end of the board here, and it was, we do so many leagues, and I had the 111, I think, about 3 times, kind of like Zach. Zach had it way more than I did. But for me, I had it, 3 or 4 times. The 111, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do futuristic. I'm putting all my chips, all my eggs in a basket for 2023 because we've all know how hyped that class has been for the past year and a half already. So I'll show you my
just to clarify, by the way,
right?
Badake's not sitting here and saying this is the only strategy. We're giving you an example of what he's done as a futuristic strategy in one league. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I'll show you my team here. You can see I have the 111.
Yeah.
Once again, I did not have a first or second or third round pick. You can see all the people here, and I'll tell you the trades that I've kind of done to get to this point. Okay. I, once again, wanted to get as much future capital as possible.
Yep.
So the first thing I did, my first trade off the back for this league was I was sending my 203 and I was sending my 111, my 1402 and my 711 and receiving the 203 and my 20 and the 23 first. I'm essentially moving back in the round, getting rid of those later rounds just to see what happens. Because the way I wanted to build my team was the way I always go about trading when I'm doing a futuristic team, when I don't have my first round pick, that 203 is not my first round pick. I want first round pick value, and that's the approach that I did when I went to when I was trading with every single person, right? So then I send my 203, get another 23 first and a fourth, right? And these trades should be up on the screen here.
Yeah.
I send my 202 now, my original pick, my 202 for this, and I received a 6th round pick and a 23 first. Still going for the 23 class once again. This is
bro. Why? So one person you made pay the 4th and a first, and the other one you 6th and a first. Maybe is this? Let me ask: were people more aware of your strategy at this point?
100%.
And it probably made it harder for you to get the same value.
Yeah, I was really trying. I was really pushing it because my original thought process was to own the 4th round. I really like the value in the 4th round.
Yeah.
That's where sometimes you can get Drake London or, Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, get those guys in the 4th, Elijah Moore. I really wanted those young pieces, Michael Pittman, and people were obviously realizing what was happening for me. So I was okay getting, once again, as long as I can get that first, I was okay to get those draft picks from the 4th to the 8th round. And then on my last pick, well, you saw it here, once again, the 606 for 23 first. I got the 606 and the 23 first for my 202. Then once again, every time I go into the trade process, hey, you want my new first round pick, which was my 311. I got another 23 first and a 7th round, right? So I got my 7th round back, essentially moving forward up in that board, which I really liked. And then it was all about the draft process, okay? What really helped me out here, and as you can see, the draft is on the screen, what really helped me out here was that a lot of teams here were doing futuristic, so people that I expected to fall to me was there, and I really, and you're not trying to win now. You don't want to win games this year. You are essentially trying to tank in a modest way, because some people like to tank.
Most legal tanking way.
Yeah, some people like to tank and not have any players on their bench, or start a third string running back when they clearly have a young James Cook who could get at least 5 points for the team. No.
Right.
I am trying to tank in the most possible legal way. So you can see here the 4-2 got Zach Wilson, and that's my quarterback 1. And if you guys know me and us, we are Zach Wilson's believer. I'm a Zach Wilson believer. I believe that what he can do, he's going to take a great year and a good step in year 2 for him. And I was just really, really confident in what he is going to be doing with this team. Then you see, also got Derek Carr. I guess we go in by position. Derek Carr, which is probably my oldest guy in this team. But Derek Carr, when we get later into the video, I'll tell you where he's at now. Rashad Bateman, Jerry Jeudy, Sky Moore, and it goes so on and so forth, right? I'm looking for young pieces I believe in. Jerry Jeudy coming in now with Russell Wilson. Sky Moore, a guy that I believe could be the new wide receiver 1, the new Tyreek Hill, as if you will. Not saying he's going to be and have the talent, but I'm hoping he can somehow get the workload as the years progress. James Cook, you know how much I love James Cook. I do believe he's a great third down back and somebody that could get more work moving into the future. And Elijah Mitchell, a guy that I also continue to believe in.
Yeah.
So the way I see this here, once again, I have my foundational pieces, my young foundational pieces, my young quarterback, my young wide receivers, my young tight end in Cole Kmet, right? And then my young running back. These are probably the biggest question marks, in my opinion, on my team. I believe in Elijah Mitchell. I believe in James Cook. But that's okay. Because in 2023, you got a Bijan. You have Gibbs. However the board falls. And even if James Cook and Elijah Mitchell are successful, that's okay. That's a plus for me. Because I can still invest in a Bijan. You say, I'll get Bijan. Have Elijah Mitchell. He's probably a top 12 running back so far, hypothetically, by this point, maybe in a year or two. James Cook is not really living up to par, but he's still in those mid to late 20 running back. Let's trade him for a second. I got him in a second. Let's trade him for a second round pick, or let's trade him for whatever value I can get him in, because I'm still have the 2023 first round picks. Now I'm at the point where I have 6.
Okay, well let's look at this just as you transition your screen there. Let's look at your team now. So obviously you can see how the board fell, and let's look at the squad that you ended up putting together here. And also we'll also review, the draft capital that you were able to get. So obviously the hope here is you're betting on young players that you like.
Right.
You're betting on young players that you see potential in the future, and you got these foundational pieces. So take us through your draft capital now. We know the team. Let's see what kind of draft capital you have to work with here in the future.
So you can see here, here's my team, 2023 to the moon, with a little picture of Bijan there. I love the kid. I think he's going to be successful. As you can see, my team now, you're probably wondering, well, where's Derek Carr? I did make a post-draft trade, getting another 23 first.
Yep.
Sending away Derek Carr and getting Jameis Winston, a guy that I think it's a low-end quarterback. That's fine. I'm investing in the running backs and the quarterbacks coming into this year. Can I get a Bryce? Can I get a CJ? Can I get a Tyler Van Dyke? These are the guys that I'm hoping and believing that I can score to have on this team. You can see here, once again, 6 2023 first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 23 first. The vision and the goal is 2023 class. That's it. That's all it is. Yeah. This is all you have to do for a futuristic team. Get your somewhat of foundational pieces, sit and wait. Believe in the process. It sucks because you want to compete and win games, but that's okay because you're seeing these young players develop. I'm going to be excited when I see James Cook have his first, 10-touch game. I'm like, damn, that's what he could do. I'm going to be excited when Cole Kmet is the lead guy in Chicago, or at least I hope he's the lead guy in Chicago and Justin Fields' favorite target, because that's what I can believe he can do. Same thing with Sky Moore, et cetera, et cetera. This is really it. Sit, wait, believe in 2023. Believe in the process. And you can see I have depth here, and I have people on my bench that I believe in, a Jalen Tober, a Danny Gray. I also have John Mechie, who I did also trade away. I did have David Bell. I did an even swap for John Mechie. I think that's another pre-draft or post-draft trade I did. For me, that is somebody I want to no longer invest in David Bell as much as I believe in him. I'm not sure if Deshaun Watson's ever going to come back, and I just wanted to get rid of my hands of that. I didn't want to wait. And I believe in John Mitchell. I believe he's a great talent. He just needs the opportunity there in Houston. Probably a better, not the best situation for him.
Yeah.
Once again,
so it's a good team that you put together. Obviously, some people are going to look at this and say, well, just because you have all those first round picks doesn't mean that you're going to hit or you're going to have a team that's going to compete. So what's your reply to that? And some people might view this and they might not like the foundational pieces that you got. They might have ideas for other foundational pieces. So you can get other guys that you believe in, You don't believe in Zach Wilson. Maybe that's a different young quarterback that you could have grabbed there.
Exactly.
Or different trades that you could have made. But these are pieces that Badaki believes in. So what would you say to people who say things like, well, that doesn't mean that you're going to have a championship team after 2023?
No, and that's not my expectation.
Yeah.
My expectation is not to get all these draft capitals and then win next year. I'm still waiting for them to grow and develop. I'm waiting for my young pieces now to grow and develop. The Mitchells, the Bateman, the Judys. We believe in their talent. These guys were first round picks. These guys were the guys. Did they get the opportunity? Did they have the right quarterback? Did they have the right offensive coordinator at the time? Probably not. Elijah Mitchell didn't start as a starter. Raheem Mostert was. He got hurt. Then he got the opportunity. He's a 6th round pick. They got Darius Price. TPJ, Tyron Davis Price, is he going to be a question mark? That's okay because I do have a 23 first. Same thing with Cole Kmet. If he's not successful here, maybe I will have to look into something else, which I do have other pieces like a Daniel Bellinger. I have a Hayden Hurst. Hayden Hurst, Jonnu Smith, Austin Hooper. I have depth pieces not just because I believe in these people, but just in case. In case my team doesn't work out, So
let's look at the roster. Sorry, just to interrupt you there. So in an ideal world, Zach Wilson hits. I don't think you really care too much about Jameis. Like maybe he plays well, maybe he doesn't.
Exactly.
Okay? So you've got one quarterback you can rely on. In an ideal world, let's say between Mitchell, James Cook, and Dameon Pierce, you have at least one starter there long term.
Correct. Either one
Judy,
doesn't matter.
Bateman, Sky Moore, I think you would hope those are foundational pieces for you. Same with Cole Kmet. And now you've got first round picks to go after the quarterbacks, go after the running backs.
Exactly.
But also, you don't have to make every single one of those picks.
No.
You can use those picks as trade bait as well to build a team around you.
Maybe there's some futurist or the win now teams that people didn't live up to the expectations. Let's say Allen Robinson,
they want to sell. Yeah.
Now Allen Robinson didn't hit. Or whoever that they had is injured. Zeke's no longer there, or whatever the case may be, and they need another piece, a feature, a new team, a new person. Yeah. I got 6 picks. What do you need? Because I need some I need some foundational pieces. Is that a Jalen Waddle?
Sure.
Is that another quarterback? Is that a Michael Pittman? Like, who is it? And that's what you can do.
Harder to see now, but I don't think 23 picks are going to decrease in value. So I think you can easily use those picks to build, a team next year if you wanted to compete anyway. So a lot of flexibility in this strategy. Again, you might not like the specific players, but these are players that Badaki believes in, and he's built a foundation that he likes.
That's right.
And he's got a lot of flexibility going forward. The biggest thing here is patience. You have to have patience if you do a futuristic build. What you don't want to do is be halfway through the season and say, man, losing sucks. I'm going to trade all these picks and get an awesome team. That's a strategy that you can do. But
I'm losing for a reason. I'm trying to do this for a reason. So if you want to do futuristic pick, this is a strategy. If not, hey, we have another video of a hybrid.
Sure. All right, guys, why don't you comment down below? Let us know what your thoughts are on Badaki's futuristic strategy. A lot of different ways to do it. You don't have to sell your first round picks. You don't have to do that. You can get draft capital through other ways. But this was a strategy that we went with, that Badaki went with. So let us know what your thoughts are in the comments below.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch
now,
it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.